Hello and welcome back. I am Conan Librarian with Conan's EDC, Easy Dad Carry, and today I'm going to be going over my Gerber Suspension NXT. There's a very specific reason for that. Lately I've been seeing this tool pop up a lot more than I used to, and I think it's really being highlighted mostly because of the price point for what kind of tool it is. And I will say at the $25 or $30 that it's on the market for right now, this is absolutely a great tool for that price. However, I have a love-hate relationship with this tool. This was one of the first multi-tools, I think it was the first multi-tool that I actually did the time to research and price compare and tool compare before I bought this, because I decided I wanted the items in this for my EDC at the time. And I carried this for about a whole year before I started moving on into other items. So what I'm going to do is kind of a quick love and hate review of my Gerber Suspension NXT, because there are a couple things about this I'm not seeing mentioned that I think absolutely are worthwhile to mention. Go over first off the things that are absolutely great. One, the pocket clip. It's hard to find a nice big heavy tool that's got a lot of tools with a pocket clip, so you don't have to carry it in a pouch. This has just a great clip, and while the carry isn't super deep on it, it's still a really good clip that doesn't feel chunky. It doesn't feel awkward to use to slide in or out of a pocket or pouch. The tool loadout itself is great. The pliers feel good. The spring on them is awesome. I mean, they're not hard to squeeze and they pop right back out. The wire cutters are good. Everything about this, I really like the pliers themselves, the needle nose on this. And you could find a lot of videos about just plier functions on these, but I will say I've beat the hell out of these and they have just never failed to feel good. I haven't had them roll. These are just absolutely great pliers on this. The tool set itself on this, it's 15 tools. I really like the driver on it. For me, I'm a big fan of drivers. It's why the SOGs really have become probably my favorite tools. This is the Power Pint, but most SOGs have this function where you can drop a bit into the top of it, so you have another tool here in a way to extend your reach on that, because it drives me nuts. A lot of multi-tools just don't have a good driver with length and function, and this gives you that. Plus, the design on this, you can add a socket on here and turn this into another functioning tool. You can put more sockets or drivers, whatever, on it. Real quick too, each tool on the outside does lock, which again, I like too, because I hate when I'm using a driver on a tool and it's folding on me. It locks with these push locks on here, so it feels really good. It does mean that it's hard to make this a one-hand close. A lot of the tools, if you have the practice, can be one-hand open, but it makes it a two-hand close. Not amazing, but I do actually like this trigger system. I feel like if they evolved it a little more, I would like to see it on more multi-tools. The other thing I really like, it's super easy to get these outside tools open with these catches here, is really nice. So even for someone who, hypothetically, say they bite their nails all the time, you could still get to the tools on this. And I'm not going to go over every tool in this, because find the reviews. I'll drop the link for the Amazon and you can see exactly what tools are on it. I will say I really like the loadout on this. It's light duty, but still feels good. The file on it is really nice and a nice good angle. It's got a good wedge on it, a good scraper or prior, which is great. The other thing about this is I have really beat the hell out of this and used this for some tough stuff, and always felt good about whatever tool I'm going to pull out is going to perform really what I want it to. So that's all the good thing about this, and for all of those things, it definitely makes it worth being a $25, $30 tool. However, there are things about this multi-tool that made it something I stopped carrying after spending a lot of time with it.
One of the big things, if you notice, really look at this, the dimensions, the size, and the shape versus it's the Ozark Multi-Force. A lot of us are familiar with Bryberry. It's the Leatherman knockoff. The SOG Power Pint, just a classic. It's an old Vitronox. I think this is a ripoff too. I have a lot of just random ones laying around. The Gerber Dime. The form of this is not pretty. And that's kind of cheesy to say that it's just quote-unquote not pretty. However, there is a reason that it bothers me, is because I can pick this up at any time, pull it in and out of my pocket, and feel good about where I put my hands and that I'm going to be able to handle this. Same with the Vitronox, same with my Power Pint and most of my tools. However, the Gerber here, while you can get a squeeze on it, if you notice, what I like are these catches here. But it also means if you're really working this into, say, a pouch or a tighter pocket, it's actually very easy, and I did it more than a few times, to catch these wedges and pull them out while you're trying to push the thing down. It also means that, say I'm putting my hand in my pocket not to handle this tool, but to, say, get a pen or something else out of my pocket, I'm rubbing up against a lot of exposed tools, not just, quote, tools on the outside, but exposed tools. One of my major problems with this is, in fact, the scissors. Now, the scissors are really good. I don't care what people say. I like Gerber scissors. They cut well. I honestly haven't sharpened these in a long time, so we'll see how it does. Oh yeah, there we go. I mean, it's not cutting like butter, but I also haven't sharpened these in a couple years. But they feel good. They don't roll to the side like a lot of scissors do. I like the way these store, so nice and flat, so it stores easy. However, when these are folded down, on more than a couple occasions, I'm gonna say at least half a dozen times in the time I was carrying this tool as my EDC, I sliced my finger on the edge of the scissors, so you can see it actually rides with that edge pointing out. So going into my pocket, whether I was going in to grab it or I just went along the side of it, that's the other thing too. Where this sits, I'm right-handed. This goes in my right pocket usually. So if this is nestled up against the edge of my pocket and I slide my hand down in to get a pen, a quarter, something else, I actually sliced my finger along this blade a couple times. And to me personally, that is unacceptable. I couldn't keep carrying this in my pocket and be anxious about reaching into my pocket, whether it was to use this tool or get other stuff. It made this kind of a hazard to carry. Between that nicking me a couple times and these tools sometimes popping out as I'm trying to put this in a pocket, it made me realize that the Gerber Suspension NXT is a great tool, but for me, it's not a pocket carry. Maybe it would be better served in an actual pouch, but then I guess I'd want to actually take off the clip and just carry it in a pouch. I'd feel good about that. But that to me would also kind of defeat the purpose. Why have something with kind of not minimal, but an efficient toolkit that's really made for everyday handy stuff? This is not a heavy duty tool, but has a lot of really good tools for just basic daily needs. But then why carry it in a pouch when you can just ideally throw it in your pocket? So that's the thing. The Gerber NXT suspension, absolutely worth the $25-30. If you are going to carry it in your pocket, be aware it is not the most pocket friendly. It is budget friendly, and it is what's the right way to put this? Job friendly or house friendly or just easy day friendly. But be careful when you buy this tool. Go out and buy it. It's absolutely worth the money. And I don't know how much of a ringing endorsement this is. I know it's kind of a ramble, but it is a great tool for right now, a good price. just be careful what you're picking up, and recognize that while there's a lot of hype about it, not everything is as, well, good as it seems. Sometimes there unfortunately needs to be a guy like me saying, well, but. So yeah, that's my rambling review of the Gerber NXT suspension, or Suspension NXT. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me. Make sure like, subscribe, comment. That's always my favorite, is discussing with people the pros and cons of EDC and different tools. Don't forget to, I will have the link here. Once Conan's EDC, Easy Dad Carry, once we hit 650 subscribers, I will be giving out a brand new unopened Civivi Baby Banter Christmas edition, the Santa Baby as I've been calling it. So make sure to check out that video as well. But thank you again, as always. Stay safe, be prepared, and have a great day.